A colossal shadow rises from the deep, capable of swallowing a submarine whole. But the creature on the screen is disconnected from physical reality. It has achieved legendary status in modern pop culture, famous for snatching great white sharks and dragging helicopters into the abyss. We are looking at a genetically and digitally engineered forgery, a product of a lab rather than the late Cretaceous. To find the truth, we must establish a baseline with the genuine article, Mosasaurus hoffmanni. We have to treat this creature as a biological crime scene, separating Hollywood's creative license from 66-million-year-old fossil evidence. Cinema claims a length over 45 meters. At that scale, the animal would be nearly 1.5 times as long as a modern blue whale. Scientifically verified measurements of Mosasaurus hoffmanni suggest a more grounded reality. Rigorous skeletal reconstructions put the animal at roughly 13 meters. In life, it reached a weight similar to a modern orca and stretched roughly the length of a standard American school bus. Visual effects artists at ILM deliberately inflated these dimensions. They pushed the scale beyond biological feasibility to ensure the animal provided maximum cinematic shock value. This impossible size functions as a deliberate physical exaggeration, a signature of a mutant forgery designed to provoke fear. The creature's skin texture features jagged, crocodile-like armor plates known as scutes. Real mosasaurs lacked this heavy armor. The fossil record shows they possessed tiny, smooth scales that created a hydrodynamic surface for efficient swimming. While the movie version uses its flippers for thrust, the real predator relied on a powerful, shark-like tail fluke for propulsion, using its flippers only to stabilize and steer. Soft tissue remains have revealed the predator's actual palate, a dark brown or black top and a lighter bottom. This counter-shading provided perfect camouflage. The production lore explains these deviations through genetic splicing, admitting the clone's genome was patched with DNA from monitor lizards, frogs, and sea snakes. These anatomical deviations confirm the animal is a fabricated biological hybrid built in a lab, not a resurrected historical predator. The illusion moves to the physical world. While the story takes place on a remote island, the production was actually captured in New Orleans. On a dry soundstage at 4 in the morning, hundreds of extras in street clothes were directed to stare at an empty green screen. To sell the presence of this monster, the crew suspended a dumpster full of water above the crowd, dropping it to simulate a massive impact. Actors held blank prop iPads, reacting to a void that digital animators would only fill months later in post-production. The monster's presence was manufactured through physical discomfort and human reactions. The environment was just as engineered as the creature. The evidence is clear and consistent. The famous sea monster is an amalgamation of exaggerated size, spliced DNA, and digital trickery. This chart shows the quantitative result. Weighing the real fossil baseline against the movie's edits, we find only 10% is rooted in paleontology. The remaining 90% is Hollywood engineering. The designers built this mutant to maximize entertainment value and box office revenue. Strip away the engineering and you find a much more interesting reality within the late Cretaceous. The movie provides a fun cinematic spectacle, yet the true Mosasaurus hoffmanni was a school bus-sized apex predator that actually ruled the oceans. It needs no genetic splicing to be extraordinary.